Can you see any difference between these two n8n servers? No? Well, the one on the left hand side, you can see it is an n8n cloud server, whereas the one on the right hand side is self-hosted on my own custom domain. So I've seen a lot of people getting confused whether they should go for n8n cloud or n8n self-hosted. Well, that's why I'm making this video. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to break down the pros and cons of both n8n cloud as well as n8n self-hosted one, and I'll show you the real examples and I'll help you make the best choice for your use case. For those of you who do not know about n8n, n8n is this amazing no-code/low-code AI automation builder, which has been getting a lot of trends, a lot of businesses, a lot of people are actually using it now. People can build AI automation agencies, people can help different businesses implement these automations, or you can have some personal use case for these AI automations as well. For all these use cases, n8n is the best tool out in the market, and it is also open source, which allows us to self-host it, but they also have a licensed version which allows them to charge on a monthly basis. So let me just quickly walk you through the pricing right now. I'm going to search for n8n pricing, and when I go for the first link, you can see that this is the pricing. I'm going to go for monthly plans. So we have 24 euros per month for the starter plan, which covers almost every aspect. But if you want to go for the teams one, then there is 60 euros per month. And for the enterprise one, you have to contact them. Either one which you get for your use case. So you can see the difference between the starter as well as the pro pack. The starter has only one shared project. The shared project is basically when you onboard multiple people onto your n8n server. You can share credentials with them as well. You can only share one project among the entire team. In the pro version, you can have 3 shared projects. So essentially, you can share 3 different projects with 3 different set of groups. And of course, you can have 20 concurrent executions. In this, you can only have 5 concurrent executions. Unlimited users, forum support, admin roles are also there. 7 days of insight, global variables, workflow history, execution search. So Pro is more for businesses who want to implement multiple automations into their business and want to hand over different teams, different segment of n8n automation. All right, so this is the entire pricing model. Let's move on. So let's start with n8n cloud. It's the easiest way that you can get started with AI automations, and you get all the features, automatic updates, top tier security, but it comes with a recurring fee. So let's check out the pricing right now. So this is the pricing model that I currently have. I'm just gonna switch to monthly models. What it shows is it is 24 euros per month for the starter pack and 60 euros per month for the pro pack. The difference between the two is that you get only one shared project, whereas you get 3 shared projects in the pro one. So pro one is for the businesses who want to work with multiple projects, multiple teams. If you have some sort of that use case, you can go for the pro mode. But the major benefit of having n8n cloud is, no setup. There is no setup required. You don't have to manage updates and security on your own. You can scale it very easily. You only have to pay a recurring cost. Now let's understand the pros of an n8n cloud server. So the pro is that there is no setup required. They are going to be managed updates. You don't have to check for updates regularly. n8n is going to handle it on its own. You can scale it very easily. If you want to get more cloud storage, you can simply go for the higher plan version. Then there is of course a recurring cost. So you just have to pay monthly. There is no per execution cost, and that's majorly it. But the con is that there is less control. You cannot control how much memory you want to optimize and everything like that, whereas this is available in self-hosted. Now let's talk about the n8n self-hosted version. Great, so now let's understand n8n self-hosted version. So for those of you who do not know, n8n also has an open source version. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to search for n8n self-hosted. Well, for those of you who do not know, n8n can be self-hosted because it is an open source software. There are going to be some limitations to it, but it will serve major of the purposes. For example, I'm just searching for the n8n self-hosting documentation. If you scroll down, you can see that there is a starter kit. Just click on that, and in this part, you can just click on this n8n. So you will be taken on to this n8n repository where you can see the entire code for n8n. So the entire n8n software sits on this code. This is an open source code, so of course you have all the power to handle it. Now this is an open source version of n8n, so of course you can change whatever you want when you take a fork out of it and you self-host it on your own cloud server. If you want to learn how you can self-host your own n8n server, you can just check out this video where I showcase step by step how you can create your own self-hosted n8n version. And now talking about the pros for n8n self-hosted version, the pro is that you have complete control of the entire setup. You can change how much memory you want to give it to your n8n server. You can work around for a lot of things when you are hosting your own n8n server. There is going to be very minimal cost. You just have to pay for the cloud server. Hosted version can also cost you $0 if you want to run on your local machine, and it can cost up to $5 or $10 if you go for any cloud suppliers out there. and it's going to be a monthly fees, but it's going to be very minimal. Of course, $24 compared to $10 is quite cheap, so you can do that. There is also data privacy. So when you use n8n cloud version, all the files, all the API keys is accessible to n8n servers, of course, since you're using the cloud version. But when you do your own self-hosting, you can have the entire n8n on your own. So any API key, any data that you have is not accessible by anyone else other than you and yourself. There is a con as well. You have to do maintenance on your own self. Whenever you want to update your n8n in the self-hosted version, you'll have to take a pull from this GitHub repo. You'll have to push it into your cloud server. There are a few minor steps required, but of course that is a manual process. Moving on, the setup is quite technical. If you are very new, if you're not technical enough, I would suggest that you go for the n8n cloud server. But if you have some technical understanding, if you've hosted your own server before as well, go for the n8n self-hosted one, because there's just some technical setup that is required. I am covering everything in the YouTube video here, so that's not an issue. These are the only cons. Of course, there is one more con. So when you're using your own self-hosted version and you want to add any credential, for example, you want to add your Gmail credential or Google Sheet credential, what you need to do is, whenever you're going to Google Cloud Console, you have to add this redirect URI, because this redirect URL is based out on your cloud server, which can be different for different use cases for different cloud providers. So you have to add this manually. A lot of people actually face issue in doing that. So this is an additional step whenever you are setting up credentials into your n8n self-hosted version. Great. So just to summarize what we've been discussing in this entire video, if you want the simplicity, if you want to just dive into n8n without caring much about the control or data privacy and everything, you can easily go for the n8n cloud version, this one, which of course has all the features. You don't have to do any maintenance. There is some extra pricing, of course, $24 per month, but I'm assuming that since you just want to get the n8n server up, you don't care about the pricing as well, so you can go for the cloud. It's much easier to use as well, whereas if you want to set up your own self-hosted one, you need to have some technical understanding of how cloud servers operate. Then talking about the customizability, in the n8n cloud server, there's limited customizable options, whereas in the self-hosted one, you can play around with everything. So you can basically change out the colors in the entire n8n server. You can add more visual effects. You can break down, if you have more coding and knowledge, you can actually break down the licensing part as well, and you can get access to all the features basically. So this is the benefit of having your own self-hosted version as well. Talking about scalability, you can easily scale on cloud as well as on self-hosted, because if there is increase in traffic in the self-hosted one, you can obviously go for the higher RAM as well as higher storage for the cloud servers. I'm going to talk about a very English level use case. For example, who should really go for the n8n cloud one? If you're a business owner, go for the n8n cloud. It's very easy to use. You can share credentials easily. If you are a technical dev who wants to just dive into n8n for the first time and you have some experience of coding as well, just go for the n8n self-hosted one, because it's quite cheaper. So I hope this was able to give you a good understanding of which n8n server should you actually go for. If you're just getting started and need a minimal hassle, I would still suggest just go for n8n cloud. But if you have some technical skills and you want to save money as well, go for the self-hosted one. If you want to learn how you can self-host your own n8n server for free as well, check out this video. So I'm just gonna sum everything up. Both options are fantastic. Both of the servers, both of the hosting providers have their own use cases. So depending on your own use case, you can select, do you want to go for n8n cloud or n8n self-hosted one? And remember, you can always start with cloud and migrate to self-hosting later, so you don't have to make a decision right now. If you just want to dive into n8n, go for the cloud. Very easy setup. And let me know in the comments if you face any issue. If you want to learn more about the webhooks and all the functionalities in the self-hosted one, drop it in the comments and I'll be making a video on that soon as well. All right, thank you so much guys. I'll see you in the next one.